Well, hello everybody. It is Saturday, March 8th, and we're back. Let's see. Wanted to talk about a couple things. One was I kind of apologize for the video last week. I was so excited about first flight. Didn't talk a whole lot about it, what was going on, but everything went pretty well with first flight. I did have some high oil temperatures, and that is because of our baffling that we need to fix. This top baffling actually flipped forward. When we put the cowling on, we had it flip back, and you can see it actually flipped forward during flight and pushed down and rubbed on there and took a little bit of a chunk out of it off the flywheel there. So and I kind of thought that I figured we were going to have to do something here. So we're going to figure out a solution on this. And thankfully, I had not put a restrictor plate in for the oil cooler. Otherwise, it really would have been in trouble and would have had to end the flight early on that. So that actually worked out. Oil temperatures ran around 220, mid 220s. Because of that. Cylinder head temperatures were nice and hot for that break, and I did see them drop down after about an hour. I saw a little bit of a drop, but yeah, that baffling was contributing to that heat. Got back in off the flight and saw some oil on the ground. We had a little bit of a concern over that and discovered that we've got an oil seep. I'm calling it an oil seep. But right where it took us a while to figure it out, but right where the engine case halves come together and where it meets, oh, you're not going to be able to see this. I'm going to have to get a light. Where the engine case halves meet together and where the oil sump bolts up onto there, you can see there's a line right there where the oil was seeping out during the flight, and it seeped out, ran down around the bottom of the sump, around the fuel injection, around the servo here, and then to the back where the brackets are, and dripped off the brackets and down onto the landing gear, the nose landing gear, and then blew back onto the belly of the airplane. We've got some oil spray on the belly back there that we'll need to clean up on that. But so yeah, took pictures of that, sent it off to Continental, and for you Continental people, JB is in semi-retirement. We've got another person replacing, picking up from where JB's leaving off. Anyway, emailed him back and forth a couple times, sent him some engine data, pictures of this, and he's taking it or sent it over to the shop that built this particular engine for some analysis. Going to take a look at that and see what the fix is going to be on that. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's an easy fix. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. Today, like I said, we're going to look at this baffling. No, we're not. Are we going to? We're going to look at the baffling. Yeah, that's right. We're going to look at the baffling. The prop needs to be repitched. When I repitched it before the first flight, I actually went a little bit too coarse. I wasn't getting quite enough RPM wide open throttle in flight. So I'm going to repitch that back again, but we're not going to do that pending Continental's reply to us on that oil seep. So we've got that. Got a few things on the G3X I want to do. I'm going to show a segment on that, how to customize the RPM gauge. I have that set, and I can't remember if I talked about it before. Maybe I did. Actually, I think I did talk about that before. Anyway, I'll show it again. How to customize the RPM gauge on the G3X so that it doesn't have the green band on it until the oil temperature is above 90 degrees. A little indicator on that. Little customization you can do on there. So I'll show that. And what else we talk about? Yeah, the muffler heat shroud on this side. I'm going to rotate this around just a little bit more, so it's kind of shrouding a little more of this fuel line here. So we'll make an adjustment there. Is that about it? Yeah, okay. All right, well, so yeah, let's see. Back to first flight. It flies okay. It's about a quarter ball out on the rudder, and I didn't take the time to look at that real close. I was more focused on engine break-in, so just flew the airplane for break-in purposes, but we'll next flight take a look at that and see what we need to do with that. Probably a rudder trim tab back there. So anyways, here we go. Okay, I want to show you how to do a green line on the RPM gauge and not have it show up until the oil is warmed up above 90 degrees. Clear that. First thing you're going to do, and I had already set this to have a green line all the time, and I don't want that to be on there. I want it to be oil with the oil temperature. So let's put this into config mode. I'm going to go nearest, menu, and back all at the same time, and then when it restarts, hold in the menu button. Okay. Menu button, holding it in. There's config mode. So let go of the menu button. And we are going to go to engine and airframe, which is down here. And we're going to make an invisible range for the oil temp. So we go to our oil temp sensor here, and we're going to add an invisible range. So we're going to go down here to this blank line, new gauge marking, and you go down to, I think it's the bottom. There it is, invisible range. You can do an invisible range with an alert too, but we're just going to do an invisible range for this one. And I'm going to set that from minimum temperature of 90 degrees, the maximum temperature of 245. And the mode, we're going to set the mode, is going to be to set a logic signal. So when it's between that range of 90 and 245, it sets the logic to 1. It changes it from a 0 to a 1, the logic on it. So we're going to set a logic signal, and it's signal number 1. You can choose as you go through. If you're creating more, you can specify different signal numbers, but we're just going to call it 1. Save that. So we've got our invisible range of 90 to 245. Save that. And now we go to engine RPM. It's the electronic ignition. And there were a couple of things I wanted to do on here. We're going to do, let's see. I'm going to get rid of this green range. I'm going to delete that. So we're going to go green range. Set this. What? Let's do this. Let's delete it. None. Okay. So we're going to add our green range for when the oil temperature is above 90 degrees. So we're going to select a blank line. And we're going to go green range. And the mode is going to be require logic signal set. So that's, like I said, when that oil temperature gets up to 90 degrees, it sets that logic signal. So we're going to require the logic signal set for this green band to show up. So we're going to go require logic signal set, and new gauge marking. I'm going to go 700 for a minimum. What did I say, 2600 for a max. So we've got that all set, green range with a logic signal set. We're going to save that. And I also want to have, since this won't be green until the oil is warm, I also want to put a couple tick marks on here just so I know where that range is. That RPM range is 700 to 2600. So let's add a tick mark, or a mark, I think, or a line, I think they call it. Let's see. We'll go with a there's a green line. Let's put a green line at 700. And this is going to be normal mode, so it's on there all the time. Save that. And you can see now we've got a green line there. I'll do the same thing at 2600 just to show that range. So we'll pick another blank. We're going to add another green line. Where's the green line? There it is. 2600. Normal. Save it. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's another green line right there. And we'll save this. So now this is all set. We'll go back and save and reboot. Yes, confirm. Oops. And we're back here. And you can see now the RPM gauge has the green tick at 700. It has another, I say tick, it's a line. There's a green line at 700 and another green line at the top of that arc. Now once that oil temperature hits 90 degrees, you'll see that fill in with green, so you'll know that it's safe to go into that RPM zone. Is that what I'm trying to say? I don't know. I haven't quite decided on what that RPM range should be. I mean, obviously, if you're at 700, you're idling, so it could probably make it higher. It could make that range start higher, so that when so you don't do a run up until it's warmed up to 90. So, anyways, that's how you set that. And this has lots of possibilities. You can do things with all kinds of conditional markings on your gauges or alerts for that based on other things. So like we're basing a green range on the RPM off of the oil temp. You could probably do something off of oil pressure as well. Maybe, I don't know, but you could have an oil pressure if it alerts, or if it's in the green zone, you can have it change something else. But there's a lot of possibilities on that logic set in the G3X. And I believe that came out in version 9.2. I'm on 9.51 on this one, so hope that is good info for you. Alright, I thought of another example that we might do. I'm going to try this. Let's see, we can go, let's set a red range for when the temperature is below 90 degrees. We'll say, maybe let's not run the engine above 1000 RPM, for example. So we'll go engine and airframe. This is in the config mode. Let's go oil pressure, oil temp. We're going to create another invisible range. So find a blank. I'm going to go here. What kind of a gauge is it? It is an invisible range. Minimum is 40. That's as low as you can go on the oil temperature is 40. Even if you say I set it to 4 degrees and I hit enter, it's a minimum of 40. So we'll go 40 to 90 degrees. We'll set a logic signal. That'll be 2. Save that. Let's save that. Let's go to our RPM gauge. Now we're going to add a conditional, a logic set RPM range in here. Actually, and I'm going to go back. I'm going to change this green range to 1000 on that one. So let's add another one. This is going to be, we'll call it, let's see, what should we do? What colors do we have? Let's go cyan. We'll go cyan range. Minimum RPM of, we'll say 500. Oh, no, sorry. I don't want that. 1000 to 2600. Enter that. And this is going to be a require logic set. I wonder if that should be a require signal clear. It's clear. And we'll go set. We'll set signal is 2. Save it. And now you can see there's, because the oil temperature is below 90 degrees, we have a cyan arc on this gauge. So save that and back. save that, this, and what will happen is that's going to reboot. But when the oil temperature is below 90, we'll get the cyan line on the RPM range, and then when it hits 90, it flips that over to green. Not too bad of a day today. Really windy though, but I don't know. It's all right. It's supposed to be getting better though. Hey, we're done for today, and yeah, just a little more work on these baffles here. Didn't quite get all the way. We didn't get the top baffle area quite resolved yet. I need to do a little bit of looking on that to see if we can get that sealed up good. We're almost there with it. Ended up putting a rivet in, did a rivet right there on that corner, and that kind of holds that, it keeps it all in check there. So did that. We got the bottom part kind of squared away, and yeah, let's see. And you just saw I did the gauge on the G3X, and yeah, looked, did some more. Actually, I found another spot on the engine that I think might be a little bit of an oil seep, so I've got more pictures. That's going to go to Continental, have them take a peek at it here. But hopefully we'll hear something back from Continental on that, and see what's what, and we'll go from there. And anything else from you? No? Okay, all right, well that's it for, oh, hey, have a great day. Don't forget to move your clocks forward, spring forward tonight, or else if you're got to go to work tomorrow or something, you're gonna be an hour late. All right, thanks for watching the video. Have a great day, and that is it for now.